Hello, hello! It's a Lolli Ppoppo! We're doing Otome night. Going on another date with our ghost boyfriends. Alright, sorry. Squeaky chair, squeaky chair. Alright, let me get all sorted here. Beep, 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 beep. Beep. Alright. I saved properly. So we will... Oops. No! We will start at chapter 5. As we should be. Alright, I even staggered a save today, just in case. Because I left it there, so, okay. Let me think. Well, last we left off, we set... I think we set another ghost free. We met a little boy. I think that's what we did last time. And then we met the girl in the toilet. So, Hanako of the toilet. We met her and set her free. And so we owe her and her brother a little caramel. We gotta put a little caramel in the bathroom when we get back to the mortal realm. Not a euphemism. Alright, let's get sorted. We'll just jump into it. No opening intro. Let me turn my music off. Here we go. Loaded. Here we go. Alright. What's happening? Alright. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay. After returning to the nurse's office with Koreha, I heard a familiar sound coming from my pocket. That's old-timey ring. Wait, is this? I quickly took out my smartphone to see a screen filled with static. Yes? I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but the icon told me who was calling. It's from my mom. I quickly pressed the answer button. Hello, Mom? Oh, she worried about us. I'll be home soon. I'm all right. Oh, that mummy sounds worried. Please let her hear this. I'm all right. Just wait for me. The call was cut off. I tried calling back, but there was no reception. There was too much static, so I'm not sure if she heard me. At least I was able to hear her voice, though. I guess I should be thankful for that. Yes, very much so. I couldn't make out her words, but the tone of her voice alone told me. She's very worried. I just hope she was able to hear that I was all right. You're right. I went to pull up a chair, but... Huh? Kureha? Kureha took me by the arm and guided me to the bed. Ooh! I'm not sleepy yet. Well, I guess that might be true. At this point, I realized it would be pointless to try and refuse him. So instead of lying down, I merely sat on the bed. This is enough for now. More than anything, I just need some time to think. need to think about my future. The call from my mom made me realize it was time for me to address the situation.
それなら閉めておくぞ。何かあったら声をかけてくれ。
Wait! Kureha was about to shut the curtains, but paused when I called out to him. You said you'd be able to talk with me about my future, right? I knew that I'd get nowhere if I tried to come up with a conclusion on my own. Can I ask for your advice? Please?
こう言ったら誤解されてしまうかもしれないが、お前が打ち明けようとしてくれて嬉しいと思う自分がいてな。そういう話をしてくれるということは、俺を信用してくれているのかと。
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think so. Wait, yes, of course I do. That's precisely why I want your advice. Because I trust you. I want to be able to rely on you for things like this, Kureha. After saying it that way, I was panged with a slight feeling I might have overdone it, but Kureha sat down beside me nonetheless. Ew! Let's talk about the future. Ew! Yeah, let's talk about the future. What are we? When are you going to marry me?
寄りかかりたいと、そう言っただろ。
I didn't mean literally.
俺でよければ、いくらでも寄りかかってくれ。いつどんな時でも構わない。
Having interacted with Kureha for a while now, I realized there were parts of him that seemed off. But I don't dislike that side of him. If anything, I liked it. Well, if you're okay with it.
ああ、そうしてくれ。お前に甘えられるのは嬉しいからだ。
Being so close to him made me feel a little nervous, but it warmed my heart. So, about what I want to do with my future. I explained to him all the issues I was having with my mom and about deciding what to do with my life. I also told him the details of the conversation I had with my mom right before I came here. I just want to know what I can say to make her understand. I felt like she wouldn't listen to me no matter what, and I can't stop worrying.
電話というのが微妙な気もするが。
Huh? Really?
これは俺の考えだが、真剣な話ほど顔を合わせて話すべきだと思ってな。声だけでは感情はうまく伝わらない。それに相手の反応もうまく伝わってこないんじゃないか。
At that time, I'm sure my mother's expression toward me was just pure exasperation. But perhaps it wasn't fair of me to just assume her reaction, and I saw what he meant about my voice alone not being enough. Yeah, I think that's a sound piece of advice. If it's an important thing, that is a conversation, yeah, it warrants doing face to face. I would go an extra step if you're afraid that you won't be able to say the things. You could write a letter and then either give it to them or read it to them as part of the opener. And maybe that's a way that you'll be able to make sure you hit the points that you want to. That would be my 2 cents.
実際に会わないと互いの熱量は測れない気がしてな。まあ、俺はあまり電話に慣れていないからわからないところではあるが。
Oh my gosh, my old boyfriend, my old ghost boyfriend doesn't know what a phone is. Not at all. You're making perfect sense, Kureha. I've yet to talk with her face to face about all this, and I let myself get depressed from that single phone call. That single phone call was enough to leave me feeling.
それほどまでにお前の精神が参っていたんだろうな。
Yeah, that could be. No, that's exactly it. Thinking about it logically, I could see that was exactly the case. Talking all this out with Koreha really has helped me gather up my thoughts and feelings about everything. It wasn't as though the issue was solved, but I felt as though I had a better sense of direction. That's good. I can appreciate that. Koreha? I'm glad we could talk. I like that answer. Ooh, he likes it too. I've never talked on such a deep level with anyone besides my family. I'm really glad we had a chance to talk. There was a time when talking with my sister like this cheered me up. It made sense I could talk with her like that, but it was easy to talk with Koreha too.
そこまで言われるとさすがに照れくさいな。
Woo! Look at that, look at that glance upward. Oh, Koreha, I didn't think you were the type to be bashful about anything.
おいおい、俺にだって感情はあるんだぞ。それに、お前だからこそ照れるんだ。
Green Yoshi! Yoshi is here! Hello! Welcome, welcome! I hope you're doing well. I hope your Nikki stream went well today too. Yay! Boop, boop. Alrighty. I hope you're doing well. Yes, just in time. Yoshi has gone to heaven. RIP. Yeah, so what? You haven't missed too much. I started on the correct chapter today, so win on my part. And basically, the phone rang, which was like kind of a surprise, and it was like, oh, it's my mom from the mortal realm. And it was really staticky, so you could hear the mom, and she's just like very clearly concerned. It's like, where are you? Are you all right? And you're trying to answer back, and so it's unclear whether your mom heard you or not. So you're hoping that she heard enough to be like, I'm all right. I'll be home later. Anyways, and so then Koreha's like, you should rest. Like, I don't want you collapsing. You should rest. So he walks me over to the bed. And then I sit down and I want to talk to him about my future. So I confided in him just now about my future. He gave a good recommendation that it's like, oh, that's an important conversation. You should probably have it face to face with your mom. So yeah, just falling in love with ghosts and not trying not to become one. Yeah. 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 So, but it was just funny because it was like, oh, it's like, I want to talk to you about my future, and it's like the future with you in it. What would you say we are? that kind of conversation. No, he gave very, very sweet sound advice. And right now he's being like, really shy boy, bashful. So, yeah. He's saying that he only feels this way around me. But I think we recognize, like, our ghost boyfriendo is old. He was not in the time of phones. He was like, I don't know what this telephone is. And it's like, oh no. Oh no, your mind is about to be blown if we take you to the real world. Why only me?
決まってる。お前が特別な人間だからだ。
Oh, I see. It's okay, Grandma. Yeah. All right, Boomer. We're gonna have to shout really loud too. It's like, okay. Here's your Werther's original. He often said he was charmed by me, but hearing the way he said special made me think he was implying something else. No, that can't be it. That's not what Kureha means when he says special. I tried to deny it in my head, so I wouldn't get the wrong idea.
話してくれてありがとう。少しお前に近づけた気がして嬉しい。
I think so too. It's nice being able to confide in somebody. It's a level of vulnerability and trust, so it's a special thing to give and receive. So, while Kureha smiled brightly at me, I couldn't ignore the rapid beating of my heart. Ooh, Kureha perspective. After finishing our talk, Yui returned. I left her with Yui and went out to find the last of the 7 wonders. I used to avoid hearing the rumors about them from other students because they frightened me. Oh yeah, that's right. Our ghost boyfriend is scared of ghosts. Now, I regretted not listening.
うまくいかないものだな。
I needed to continue working hard for her sake. Based on her smile, I think I was able to ease some of the weight off her shoulders, but
家族以外では俺が初めてか。
thinking about what that means fills me with increasing joy. Did that mean I was important to her? No, I shouldn't overthink it. It would only make saying goodbye to her even harder. We should part with a smile. Oh. Let's hope for miracles, man. I needed to remember that. Otherwise, the expression on my face alone would have made it obvious. How terribly I'll miss her. Ooh, ghost boyfriend. I hope he's not doomed to an eternity of sadness. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I know. Poor baby. After my talk with Kureha, I thought about sleeping but felt too alert. Yeah, because my heart's beating because this hot man said some nice things to me. For a change of pace, I decided to go out to the hallway. Where should I go? I'd like to chat with someone if I can. Right, we can see Hibiki, or we're clearly gonna go see Kureha. These are still the only 2. I'm so curious when we're gonna meet the other people. I wonder if it's like they are not unlocked until after a playthrough. Like, we just haven't seen a whole crop of people. All right, let's go see Kureha. I peeked into the faculty room from the hallway and saw Kureha. Quickly, I went and opened the door. Kureha, there you are. Yeah, no monster energy guy. But, maybe that's okay. We're definitely, I'm happy that we're getting our fill of red guy. He's easy on the eyes, ain't he?
俺を探していたのか。
Yes, I wanted to chat with you.
お前はいつも俺を喜ばせるんだな。
Stop it. If it makes you that happy, I'll come find you more often, Kureha. Oh, look at that shock face. Kureha looked surprised. Ooh, that blush face. Then he averted his eyes. Oh, let's look at you. Ooh. If that bothered you, I'm sorry.
困ってなどいないが、いや、困ったのはそうなんだが。
Which is it? Should I leave or?
行くな。
Ooh. Well, okay then. Kureha seemed to smile in relief. What's with him? Anyway, what should we talk about? Friends, ghost stories, school. Okay, but not friends, because I don't want him to be like, I don't have any, because I'm a ghost. He doesn't like ghost stories. We'll just talk about school. Kureha, do you have a favorite place in this school?
お前のいる教室だ。
He answered immediately. Were you watching me all along?
ずっとではないが、たまに見に行ったりしている。お前のいろんな表情が見えて面白いぞ。
Oh no. Now I'm like super aware. That would be okay, so that would be a little disconcerting that it's just kind of like, oh, look at this cool ghost boyfriend I'm about to have, and it's like, oh yeah, I was watching you when you didn't realize I was watching, and it's like, oh no. Like when I pulled the wedgie out, when I drooled, when I fell asleep on my desk, all these embarrassing things. I don't know what he saw and what he didn't see. It's not fair. Please don't use me for your entertainment.
ああ、いや、すまない。悪い意味で言ったんじゃないんだ。お前を見ていると楽しいというか。
He likes to watch.
お前を感じていたいと言えばいいか。心地よい気分になるんだ。
That's still pretty embarrassing.
だから、うつしおに戻った時も見守らせてもらうぞ。
Hey! Yeah. That makes me kind of nervous, but I guess I understand. If it brought Kureha peace of mind, I guess I didn't really mind.
しかし今2年生だから、あと1年と少しで卒業か。お前の卒業式では泣いてしまうかもな。
Oh, I'm just sad at the idea. Like, hopefully we set him free. Set him free and then he gets reincarnated, you know, or something. I don't know. Actually, I'd be really happy if you came to see my graduation. I hope you'll bring a handkerchief. Graduation ceremony with Kureha. I assumed that he was joking about crying, but I'd still be happy if he came. Oh, poor baby. After saying goodbye to Kureha, I stepped into the hallway, heading to the nurse's office. Passing by the central stairway, thoughts of Hibiki filled my mind. I wonder if he's there. I continued climbing up the steps, thinking about him. That was often where I found him, after all. Hibiki, are you there? Guess not. I reached out to the mirror but hesitated. I wonder if I can actually go inside. Kureha tried chasing Hibiki into the mirror, but when he did, his hand got stuck on the mirror's surface. Curiosity gripped me, and just as I reached out...
来てくれたんですね。
Yee. I could see this playing out in like an anime, where it's just like you put your hand and then all of a sudden, boo! Boo! Oh my goodness. Hibiki suddenly emerged from the mirror, causing me to jump back. Yeah, dude, warn a person, will ya? I just got here. Yeesh, he scared me.
今こっちに手を伸ばしていたように見えたんですけど、もしかして鏡の中に来てみたいとか？
Well, last time Kureha tried to reach inside the mirror, his hand got stuck at the surface, so I was just wondering how it works, that's all.
そっか。あなたならこちらに来るのを許可するのに。
He'll give me permission to enter, but not to exit. As he spoke, he stepped out of the mirror. Permission? What do you mean?
この鏡は僕だけの世界なんです。まあ、正確に言うと、別の人が僕のために作ってくれたんですけど。
That's right. I remember hearing that a spell was cast on this mirror to create it.
というわけで、僕が許可しないと他の人は入れないんです。物に触れられない幽霊であっても、この鏡だけは別。鏡に手がつくだけで、ここには入れないんです。
Oh, I see. So it's like your home, Hibiki.
鏡について聞いてくれるなんて、僕に興味を持ってくれたみたいで嬉しいです。内潮へ戻る前に、入ってみますか？
Inside the mirror is Hibiki's unique world. You cannot enter it without his permission. However, it was someone else who cast a spell on the mirror. I might be curious to go inside just once. I'd be interested to see what your world is like.
どうぞ、いつでも、今でも。
Oh no, man, you're too eager. Too eager. Maybe not right now.
ああ、そうですよね。
Ooh. He suddenly looked rather downcast. Well, someday maybe. I just meant not right now. Okay. Someday maybe is vague enough. If I find the opportunity, I'll pay a visit. I'll be looking forward to it.
機会がなかったら。
Oh, poor baby. I had a feeling he'd say that.
あ、ごめんなさい。困らせるつもりはなくて。
No, he's so cute. I said something I couldn't really promise and gave you false hope. Sorry. But if that opportunity does come, I'll definitely try and enter the mirror.
それでも嬉しいです。期待しちゃうな。それにしても、出会った頃はこんな時が来るとは思わなかったな。あの時を思い出すと、今も後悔するんです。
He was so happy just a moment earlier, but Hibiki began looking more and more depressed. I've said this to you before, but it couldn't be helped, right? You were just drawn to the charm of being near someone living, right? If you've overcome that, then there's no need to feel sorry about now.
今はそうじゃないのかな。
Oh, no. Oh, bless. Poor baby. He would have kept me in the mirror world. Huh?
ごめんなさい。なんでもないです。
Yeah. After saying that, Hibiki quickly slipped back into the mirror.
やっぱり、あなたはこの世界に入らない方がいいかもです。
Oh. Hibiki?
さっきの会話、忘れてください。それじゃ。
Oh. Oh. He sounded rather upset. Did I say something to offend him? After Hibiki vanished, I was left mulling over the conversation again in my head. Back in the nurse's office, Yui greeted me as if she'd been waiting for me.
あなたが出かけた後、私もここを出て、七不思議を探していたのだけれどね。
Wow! That's incredible! Thank you so much! So what's this rumor about?
おそらく最後の一つだと思うのだけれど、とりあえず話すわね。
She seemed a bit uncertain. Yui cleared her throat and began to share the final rumor. Did you hear about a male student who died in the cafeteria? He was quite popular. Many of the girls secretly had a crush on him. But there was this one girl. She would stalk him every single day. I made lunch for you today. Please enjoy it. He was kind, so he'd accept it and eat lunch in front of her. Little did he know, on that day, It was poisoned. The girl smiled ear to ear as she watched him die. But the story doesn't end there. Minutes later, she jumped from the roof of the building in an apparent suicide. I'm glad you're dead. Now we'll be together forever, and you'll belong only to me. After that, she turned into a spirit that haunts the cafeteria at lunchtime. After death, she was unable to find the boy she loved, and waits for him to this day. So and so, I've made you lunch. Because she can't remember the face of that boy anymore, she offers that same poisoned lunch to different boys in the cafeteria. That's why you don't eat random food in the
と
cafeteria.
いうわけで、今も食堂に現れるということよ。
Dang, that's crazy though. That's a bummer. Like, crazy people be crazy, man. This rumor's pretty recent, isn't it? A poisoned lunch? What kind of poison could a high schooler even have gotten their hands on? Before you started, you mentioned you weren't sure this was the last one. Why's that?
妙な話を聞いたのよ。開かずの間という噂話のことなのだけれど、それが七不思議の一つだってそういう話を聞いたの。でも詳しい内容はわからなくて。
Huh? Wait, so there might be 8 wonders? But the printout only shows 7 corpse flowers.
毒入りランチか開かずの間のどちらかが七不思議ではないのかもしれないわ。
The 7 wonders of Naremagahama High School, the Forbidden Room. It's supposedly connected to one of the 7 mysteries, but nobody knows for sure. Poison lunch. One of the Naremagahama High School's 7 wonders. A ghost of a girl who gives a poisoned lunch to boys she finds attractive. Supposedly, it really happened a few years ago.
だからそれも含めてあなたに相談しようと思ったの。
I never would have imagined there would be more than 7 ghost stories in the school. Okay, let's start with the poisoned lunch and see where that leads us.
でももし違った場合、あなたに負担をかけるだけになってしまうわ。それが心配で。
I could see the concern in Yui's eyes, which let me know just how deeply she cared. I appreciate your concern, but don't worry. I'll be careful not to get too overwhelmed. I tapped my chest confidently and Yui giggled.
わかったわ。それなら違った場合に備えて私は開かずの間の噂を調べておくわね。
Thank you. I'll be heading out now.
ええ、気をつけていってらっしゃい。
Stepping into the hallway, I mulled over the details of the poisoned lunch story. Offering lunch to boys in the cafeteria. Approaching her directly might be tough. I would probably need some help. I think I need a guy for this one. Immediately, one person came to mind. I should try talking to him first. And so I went out looking for him. So I came to ask for help, Kureha.
ああ、もちろん引き受ける。7つ目だからお前と共に行動するのもこれが最後になるな。
Yes. After this, we should all be able to return to the mortal realm. This also meant it would likely be the last time we'd have a chance to see each other. I knew the time we'd have to say goodbye would come soon, but it still feels bittersweet.
うつしおに戻る時までそばでお前を守る。
Thank you, Kureha.
だが少し緊張するな。噂では好みの男性と会っただろう。果たして俺は選ばれるのか。
From where I stood, Kureha was undoubtedly very attractive. Hehe, yeah. You should have more confidence. I think you're very handsome.
そうか。
Bold, bold main character. Go me. Absolutely. Woo. Kureha fell silent. I worried something was wrong before noticing his face grow bright red. Is Kureha blushing? That's rare. Though I guess any boy would blush at being called attractive. Kureha cleared his throat and then spoke.
ここでこうしていても仕方ないな。食堂へ向かおう。
Yes, let's go. The cafeteria was completely deserted. Rose, hello! Welcome. Hope you're doing good. Let's see, you haven't missed too much. Basically, we started on chapter 5. Yeah, we started on the correct chapter this time, and then we're exploring some mysteries. There's 2 other ghosts, so there's 7 mysteries of the school, but there's 2 more ghost stories, so we're unsure if we're chasing a red herring or not. But we're investigating a poisoned lunch scenario. Basically, this girl had a crush on this guy. She stalked him every day. She made a lunch for him. He was very nice, so he'd always eat the lunch. And one day, she poisoned him so that she could be with him after death forever. But she never saw him again, even after death. So she'll just randomly poison attractive boys in the cafeteria, is the rumor. So I wonder where she'll appear. So we have a handsome man for bait.
噂通り男を対象にしているのなら、お前がそばにいると出てこないかもしれないな。
Then, just as he finished speaking,
ねえ、少しいい？
ooh. Suddenly, a girl in the same school uniform as me appeared behind Kureha.
私ね、前からあなたのことが気になっていたの。それでね、一生懸命これを作ったんだ。
She then offered him a lunchbox. Don't eat it, Kureha! No mistake about that. That's gotta be her. Strangely, she seemed not to see me, despite me standing right there. That made the whole thing feel so much more unnatural and frightening.
お前に話がある。
That's a good question, Granio. He could eat it. Maybe. He grabbed her arm forcefully as he spoke. Dropping the lunchbox, her face flashed with fear, and she began to panic.
やだ、何をするの？もしかして私を疑ってるの？
Yeah, that's true. What would he lose? But if you... I don't know if it's like a... If you die in ghost form, do you die forever? Like, you're no longer ghost form? You're unresurrectable? You're unreincarnatable? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the rules.
何を言って。
毒なんて入れてない。殺そうなんて思ってなかったんだから。どうして私を疑うの？
Please, calm down.
あんたも疑ってるのね。みんなして私を。
Using her free hand, she began swinging wildly at me. Kureha managed to block her, however, preventing her from touching me.
今は話を聞ける様子じゃない。逃げろ。
I couldn't run after coming this far. I ignored Kureha and picked up the lunchbox from the ground. I believe you. I don't think it's poisoned. She froze at my words.
俺も彼女に同感だ。お前は殺そうなんて思っていなかった。ただ、弁当を食べて欲しかったんだろう。
Her face slowly softened.
ありがとう。二人とも。
What happened to the boy then? It's just like, I cooked something past the expiration date. I thought I could just scrape off the green parts. Tears welled in her eyes and began slowly streaming down her cheeks.
あの時あなたたちみたいに私を信じてくれる人がいたら自殺なんてしなかっただろうな。
Oh, poor baby. So you did that because you thought nobody believed you? She nodded, then looked up at the ceiling.
彼がお弁当を食べていたら急に倒れて周りの生徒たちはすぐに私を疑ったわ。そして取り押さえられて集団になると疑いは事実となってしまう。彼らは私がお弁当に毒を入れたと決めつけて罵倒を浴びせてきたわ。隙をついてなんとか逃れたけど追いかけられて屋上で逃げ場がなくて私は
Aww, oh, poor baby.
もういいやって思った。こんな優しくない世界ならって。
How awful. Both the rumor and the truth, they were both so terrible and bleak. So, you still give lunches because...
毒は入ってないんだって分かってほしくてというだけよ。それとここで待っているの。
Yeah, I know, Rose. It's like, poor baby. Yeah, I want to give her a pat on the back. Be like, there, sorry.
あの日私に告白をしてくれた大好きな人。
Oh no! That's unlucky.
お弁当を食べたら告白の返事をするってそう伝えたら急いで食べたせいで喉におかずを詰まらせてね。
Oh no, poor baby. He was just so excited. He choked on the food. He choked. Aww. That explained why he suddenly collapsed.
そういうことならこの空間をうつしへ戻さないとな。
Yeah. Oh, poor baby. She was about to get her sweet shoujo romance. Awful. Hearing Kureha, I was brought back to reality. That's right. She needs to know. That's right. This school is in a different place. He won't be able to find you if we stay here. Can you help us? I offered the lunchbox back to her, and she wiped the tears from her eyes as she took it back.
この赤い世界はやっぱり異常なものだったのね。何をすればいいの？
We need you to confirm that you're one of the 7 wonders of this school, and then tell us your name.
あの噂、私大嫌いよ。
I can't promise they'll believe me, but I'll do my best to tell everyone in the mortal realm what really happened.
それで十分よ。ありがとう。
Oh, justice for Lunchbox Girl! Then, after a pause,
私はこの学校の七不思議の一つ。名前は佐伯かな子。
hey, she is one of the 7 wonders. Woo! Poison lunch too. The poison lunch turned out to be a myth. In reality, it was a genuine lunch made for the boy she had a crush on. The student's name was Kanako Saeki. She still waits for the man she loves in the cafeteria. Thank you. With that, our search to find the 7 wonders of the school came to an end.
見事だったな。俺が口を挟む隙がなかった。あまり力になれずすまない。
That's not true. It was all thanks to you that I was able to have a conversation with her in the first place. When she swung at me, I might have been knocked out if Kureha hadn't been there to stop the blow. Thank you for protecting me once again, Kureha. Kureha smiled and nodded in response. I should check the printout. Maybe the last flower is colored now. Kureha, do you mind? Oh? I stood up to pull the printout from my pocket. Oh, okay. The 7th flower is colored in.
ここまで本当によく頑張ったな。
I couldn't have done it without you, Kureha. You helped me every step along the way. Before I could finish thanking him, I noticed Kureha's shocked expression. Following his gaze, I looked down at the printout. Oh! No way! There's an 8th corpse flower?
七不思議じゃなかったってことか。どうやら8つ目が存在するらしい。
Yeah, Green Yoshi. Got us! He got us! I had assumed either the poison lunch or the forbidden room would be the last one. I never thought there would be an 8th wonder. Yeah, plot twist! Actually, the truth is, at that very moment, oh! I felt a static shock down my spine. What's that? I turned around and there. Oh. An eerie, solitary eye was watching us from above. Oh no. Ooh! That was a short chapter. Super short. Bah. Okay. So short that I'm gonna keep going. Let's save though. Good game hygiene. Save. Save here. Yes. Alright. It looks like we are now on a dedicated Kureha path. Yay! Yeah, this was super short. Like normally, like they've been like hitting about like hour and a half, somewhere in there. So, yeah. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. It turned out the ghost stories of this school, the 7 Wonders, actually had an 8th and final mystery. Maybe? Question mark. Yeah, red guy wins. So yeah, we are locked on the Kureha path. So at this point, either good things could happen or bad things. But we are at least on the dedicated path. I wonder if, like, yeah, I wonder if we'll see any of the other people on his playthrough. We'll see. Kureha and I were both surprised at this new revelation and weren't sure how to proceed. Ooh, I don't like that. Ooh, I don't like that. Not one bit. Gross. I didn't notice the silhouette that had crept up from behind me. Yo, that's freaky. I don't like it. Before Kureha could move, the wraith reached out to me and... Stop awakening the memories I put to rest. If you seek out the 8th wonder, I will curse you. Ooh, did I get sliced? The words that flowed into my head were cut off, and when I came to, I heard the sound of something falling to the ground. The thing that fell was a large, bony arm. I felt a searing pain in my head and was about to collapse on the spot when Kureha grabbed me by the arm. He picked me up and immediately started running. Whose arm? My arm? Their arm? His arm? Whose arm? We flew down the stairs and entered one of the nearby classrooms. Kureha sat me down on top of a desk and he looked directly at me.
すまない。俺がついていながら危険な目に遭わせてしまって本当に申し訳なかった。
I mean, you didn't put me in danger. Like, it is just a dangerous place. It's not like you were like, hey, go into that scary room by yourself. Don't worry about it. It's all right. You don't need to apologize.
顔に触れられていたが見た目には何も現れていないな。気分はどうだ？
Ooh, she touched my face. Now, I feel... I still had a headache, but it was much less intense than before. But more importantly, that wraith, it touched my face? So the words that flowed into my head were, she said she would curse me to death. That's not what she said, but okay. Kureha frowned to himself.
触れられた時あの悪霊の心残りが流れ込んできたか。
I don't think that was the remnants of her regrets.
だが聖夜というものが言っていただろう。お前が幽霊に触れられると心残りに関する思念が流れ込んでくると。
But that message was directed at me. Kureha looked back at me, stunned. I too was still trying to take it all in. She said it so clearly that if I looked for the eighth and final wonder, she would curse me and kill me. That's not what she said. But okay. Yeah, ghosts, not wraiths. She said something about not awakening forgotten memories. I'm not sure what that means, though.
実はお前から引き剥がそうと悪霊の腕を掴んだんだがびくともしなくて刀で腕を切り落としたんだ。
Ooh. Oh, then that thing that fell to the floor actually was. When I regained consciousness, I remembered seeing something resembling an arm fall to the ground. The Wraith's power must have been so strong. Kureha had no choice but to use his sword. I'm sorry. I haven't even thanked you for saving me yet. Thank you so much, Kureha. Kureha didn't even seem to hear me. He remained silent, as though deep in thought.
切り落とすとき刀を伝ってきたのか。不思議な心地になったんだ。あの悪霊から何かを感じた。うまく言い表せないんだが心が惹かれるとでも言えばいいのか。
Huh? You mean you're drawn to the Wraith in the same way you're drawn to the living?
それと比べられればよかったんだが俺は聖者に惹かれるというもの自体分かっていなくてな。
But you said you were attracted to me before.
前にも言っただろ。お前に惹かれたのは聖者だからじゃない。お前だから惹かれたんだ。
Ew! Yeah! Oh, right. You did say that. In spite of the situation, I couldn't help but feel stirred up by his words.
お前に惹かれるのとは種類が違ってな。どう言えばいいのか。
For now, let's just assume the Wraith has done something to impact both of us. Kureha nodded. But what am I supposed to do now? If I go and look for the eighth wonder, the Wraith will try and curse me, maybe even kill me. Still, I needed to obtain the name of the final wonder. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to return back to the mortal realm.
8つ目を解き明かそうとすればあの悪霊にお前が狙われる。だが解き明かさなければいずれここで朽ち果てる。
Kureha expressed my concerns out loud, causing my heart to feel suffocated by my situation. I know, but after what just happened... Ooh. Ooh, bad flashback. I don't like that. Merely reflecting on it caused a chill to run up my spine. Now's not the time to be mulling over things like this, but I can't help myself. Kureha then rested his hand on my shoulder.
俺ができることはお前を守ることのみ。この空間をうつしおに戻しお前が無事に帰れるようにな。さっきの後では頼りなく思うかもしれないがこの魂にかけてお前を守ると約束する。だから俺を信じてほしい。
I do. You're not the problem. He's just taking on too much of the burden here. His gaze was as sincere as his unwavering tone. I should be happy, but his words seemed to carry a deeper meaning, one that filled me with dread rather than joy. He's willing to sacrifice himself to save me. I could see it in his eyes. Of course I believe in you, Kureha. I honestly don't know if I've ever known someone as dependable as you, but I want to be even stronger, so he doesn't have to put himself in harm's way for me. Ultrasoul, hello! Hello! Annyeong! Hope you're doing well. We're just at our school with our ghost boyfriendos. Yeah, so we are trying to uncover the like myth and lore from our school in order to get out of this like ghost world because we've been spirited away. But yeah. But it's really cool. We thought we got the last like, ghost mystery solved. Just a bunch of like a series of misunderstandings with ghosts is what we've encountered. And so, but then we got this like plot twist. There's an eighth wonder. And then this like wraith showed up and was just like, don't go after the wraith, or the eighth wonder, or else I'll curse you. So now we're scared because it was pretty scary looking. So, right.
何か言いかけていたようだが、どうしたんだ？気になることがあるなら言ってくれ。
This is Kureha. He's the first ghost we met. And we're going through his playthrough right now, so. No, it's nothing. Kureha, thank you. I want to protect you too. The words echoed in my heart. I knew better than to say them out loud. Hearing those words would only make Kureha worry even more. That's right, Yet I got so caught up in the moment I nearly said them, but instead stammered off.
お前も何か約束してくれるのか?
He sees through me. My desperate attempt to find something to say seemed to have tickled him, because he smiled as he spoke. That's terrible. You shouldn't laugh at me. I've been through a lot.
すまない。だがバカにしたわけじゃないぞ。俺を思ってくれているのが伝わってきて、嬉しくてつい笑ってしまったんだ。だから許せ。
No, okay, all's forgiven. Because he could tell I care about him? His words made my heart quicken. Kureha can be so direct sometimes. I can't help but blush when he talks like that. Yeah, no problem, Rose. Thank you so much for popping in. Yeah, have a good lurk. Enjoy your AI chat app. your Hibiki chat app.
お前は無理に約束を交わさなくていい。俺が勝手にしたことだ。
Even still, I wanted to do something to thank him. But I can't think of anything. I wasn't sure if it was enough, but I felt I wanted to say something to him. Kureha, you're dependable and strong. You're someone I can trust from the bottom of my heart. Oh, Rose. You're welcome. No problem. Kureha lifted his hand from my shoulder and moved it closer to my face. Huh. Is he? But then he hesitated, eventually putting his hand down by his side.
冗談だ。
This guy. He'd said the same thing when he teased me the previous time, but this time was different. That was no joke. I could tell from his expression and the way he moved. He wanted to touch me. Why are you lying to me? I shouldn't have asked, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted to know. Kureha looked awkwardly away.
お前の言葉が嬉しすぎて、自然と手が動いていた。すまない。怖い思いをさせて。
I didn't think that Kureha wanted to touch me just because I was a member of the living. After all, he said he was attracted to me as a person. That's why he wanted to touch me. I felt confused, yet at the same time, incredibly happy. Right, Rose? Right? Yeah, it sounds like at any given moment we'll be like, yes, I'll stay in this world. It's fine. I don't need a job. I don't need to go. It's fine. It's fine.
今以上、お前に惹かれないようにする。 思う心を止めなければな。
That's true. It's gonna be sad for us. Maybe, unless there's magic in this world. For some reason, his words left me feeling depressed. I'm not scared. Okay. Okay, thanks so much, Rose. Kureha liked that. I'm not scared. I hesitated for a brief moment. If I don't say this now, I'm not scared. Even if you were to touch me. Kureha's face froze, a surprised look on his face. I still feel confused. I'm sorry. Please forget I said that.
もう遅い。今のでお前への思いが募ってしまったからな。
Wee! Kureha moved his face even closer to me. Oh, are we gonna get a kiss? Kiss!
どう責任を取ってくれる？
I'll close my eyes and pucker my lips.
今のは冗談だ。責任を取らせようなんて思ってない。
What a monster! What a tease! What a monster! We did not get our kiss. Yeah. This guy. Ghost jokes. That's terrible of you. Why do you always tease me like that?
お前だって俺の心を翻弄しただろ。だが今のような言葉はもう言ってくれるな。
Huh?
思い続ければお前に触れたいと思う心を制御できなくなる。
Do it. Lose control. Isn't that something that happened in Star Wars? It's like, let the dark side take over.
その肌に触れお前を心から感じたいと思ってしまうだろう。男としてな。そうなったらお前を苦しめる。気味が悪いかもしれないが理性が効かなそうでな。
Rose. Yeah. The idea of interacting with him like that made my head spin. We know he's like from a time that did not have telephones. We know that, but we don't know how old this guy is actually. Rose, you ain't wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. That's what I'm saying. Let the dark side take over. That's a different playthrough, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good ending or a bad ending. So, Kureha sees me as a woman. I understand his desire to touch someone for whom you have feelings for. Seiya said that spirits overcome by darkness could harm my mental state, but... Kureha, you don't harbor any dark thoughts or regrets, do you? Asking it that way, I felt as though I was practically asking him to touch me. Still, I couldn't bring myself to tell him directly that I had feelings for him.
俺の中にあるのは戸惑いと疑問。だから闇はないと思っている。今のを聞くということはいいのか？
Consent! Consent! I looked directly at him, silently nodding. Kureha slowly reached out his hand to me. He seemed to be reaching for my cheek. Finally, his cold, ghostly hand touched me. It made my body twitch. Sensing my reaction, Kureha quickly pulled his hand away. Woo! But I reflexively grabbed his hand. Well, oh, my bad. No, look at that. Look at that. He's shaking. That told me all I needed to know. He was shaking because he was worried about how I'd react. Me next, yeah. Don't worry, I didn't feel anything. That's not exactly true. I think that could be worded differently as well. I was finally able to feel close to him.
本当に平気か？気を使って我慢しているんじゃ。
Look how cute his face is. Gah. You don't believe me?
そういうわけじゃないが、どうしても怖くてな。お前を苦しめているのではと。
His fear was palpable, and he continued to tremble. I'm starting to fall for him. The fact that he worried so much about me filled me with joy. No, it's not causing me pain at all. The coldness is actually quite comforting.
それならよかった。
No. Kareha, I'm going to try and discover the eighth wonder, so please protect me.
な、最後まで守り抜く覚悟だ。お前がうつしょへ戻る時までそばにいる。いや、そばにいさせてくれ。
Rose. Just not barking, just panting a lot. Me too, me too. That should be my line. I'm the one who wants you by my side. Even though I knew we'd have to say goodbye someday, I still wanted to be by his side. It was just as Kureha said. The deeper my feelings grew, the less I could control myself. Then, in the next moment... Oh. Ow! I felt a sharp pain on my right cheek and instinctively covered it with my hand.
やはり、俺が触れたことで。
No, it's not that. Kureha pulled my arm away and looked at the spot on my cheek where I had felt the pain.
これは、何なんだ?
Kureha seemed shocked as he looked at me, but the pain took all of my attention. Oh! A gaze. That was the wraith that came after us. The door of the classroom was open. There was a red eye peeking through the crack. Then... Ooh! The final wonder. The more you chase, the stronger the curse. Until your mind lays rotting. Yeah. The pain vanished in an instant. The wraith at the door was gone.
このままではまずい。
Kureha picked me up from the ground and tried to run out of the classroom. Unable to stop shaking, I grabbed hold of his collar as tightly as I could. I'm so scared. It was an immense sense of fear, unlike anything I'd ever felt before. What was going to happen to me? Ooh! Scary! Scary! Alright, ooh, Kureha perspective. I hurried to the nurse's office with her. What's going on? That thing that appeared on her right cheek. I knew I had to find her a place to rest. I held her tightly, hoping to stop her from shaking.
大丈夫だ。俺がついてるから。
She said nothing as she held tightly onto me. I wasn't sure exactly what happened. All I knew was that when I touched her cheek, she seemed to be in great pain. It must be because I touched her. But I touched her on the other cheek. Ah! And if it was the case that he hurt me, my hand would be hurt. Because I touched his hand as well. It's not you. That's just a small detail. This is my fault. What have I done? Had I known this would happen, I would have sealed away the feelings I had for her. But It's too late to regret it now. I just have to cut these feelings off. I have to make sure nothing like this happens again. No, don't do that. No. Right? Right? It's because he did not kiss me. That's how all the fairy tales end. He was supposed to kiss me. Wait, is this? Coming to, I looked around to find that I was back in the nurse's office. I got up and tried to think. Kureha was carrying me, and did I faint from fear?
落ち込む気持ちもわかるけれど、彼女が起きた時、その顔ではダメよ。
ああ、そうだな。分かってはいるんだが。
I could hear voices from behind the curtains. Is that Kureha and Yui? I quickly patted my hair and clothes before opening the curtain to get out of bed. Thanks for letting me rest, you two. Upon seeing me, Kureha and Yui both audibly sighed with relief.
何を言っているの？辛い時は休むのが一番よ。気分はどう？
I'm sorry for making you worry, and I'm totally fine, I think. Kureha, thank you so much for carrying me all the way here.
お礼はいらない。それよりも。
Kureha frowned.
すまない。お前の右頬に現れたあざは俺のせいだ。
Huh? What mark?
少し待っていて。
Oh. After Yui said that, she went over to the nurse's desk and took something out from inside.
これで見てみなさい。
A hand mirror? I looked at my face and... What is this? Oh, there was a black bruise on my right cheek. My right cheek. Yeah, he touched me on the left cheek. When I thought back to what happened in the classroom, did that voice do this? I only saw the eye for a moment, but I knew it belonged to the Wraith from before. Could it be that the Wraith did something to me when it touched me? Curse you. I felt a shiver after remembering it.
すまない。俺のせいだ。
This isn't your fault, Kureha.
俺がお前に触れていた時にそのあざが現れたんだ。
No, it's not your fault, Kureha. This mark is... I paused for a moment before going on to explain where I believe the mark came from. Remember, Kureha? You touched me here, on my left cheek. It was the Wraith that touched me on the right cheek. Honestly, I couldn't remember being touched by the Wraith. All I could remember was the negative thoughts flooding my mind. In response, Kureha furrowed his brow.
お前の言う通りだが。
No, I am right. The Wraith did this. I couldn't tell you this earlier, but I felt like someone was watching me in the classroom. Then I saw the Wraith peeking at me through a crack in the door.
そうだったのか。気づけずにすまない。
Stop feeling guilty, please. It's making me feel guilty, and then we're just gonna be a mess of guilt. It's not your fault, Kureha. I didn't realize it at first either.
ということは、あなたはその悪霊に呪いとかそういう物騒なものをかけられて。
I think so. At least, that's what the Wraith said. It said the curse would get stronger if I pursued the final wonder. Curse, curse, curse. Until my mind lay rotting. Terrified, I fell to my knees.
しっかりして。
Yui immediately rushed over to me, closely followed by Kureha. They both helped me into a chair.
呪いがかかっているのなら、このまま8つ目を追うわけにはいかない。
でも、 そうしないと彼女がうつしおへ戻る道は。
彼女に手伝わせなきゃいい。俺たちで動こ
Huh? But
明暗だけれど、それでは意味がないと思う。描かれた彼岸花は彼女の所有しているプリントに現れているのよ。
also, if you leave me alone, that thing will come for me and murder me. Yui's right. I had to be the one to uncover the mystery, or the god who put this all into action wouldn't accept it, and the eighth flower would remain unfilled.
それに私たちが動いたとして彼女のあざに影響しないとは言い切れないわ。私たちが調べるだけで何かしてくるかも。
う。ということは、どこかで見ているのか。
ええ、そうじゃないかしら。神様のような力はないと思うし、実際に観察しているのよ。
I instinctively glanced at the door. Kureha rushed to check outside. Kureha?
大丈夫だ。今はいない。
I felt a wave of relief wash over me.
それなら話し合うなら今ね。手早く済ませるわよ。
Right.
悪いが、俺はここで見張りながらにさせてもらう。慣れ。
Thank you. Oh, I pressed it too quick.
悪いが、俺はここで見張りながらにさせてもらう。慣れが近づいてきたらいけないからな。
I felt safer knowing Kureha would be on guard at the
言い
door.
忘れていたけれど、クレハさんからすべて話は聞いているわ。私からも開かずの間について伝えてある。それで私が感じたところだけれど、悪霊は8つ目の七不思議に異常なまでに反応を示しているということは関係しているのよ。
Could it be the name of the wraith is the name I need to unlock the last mystery? The thought made me quiver with fear. Just as I was about to say that was impossible, Kureha spoke up.
そういえば言っていたな。記憶を呼び覚ますなとも言われたと。
Oh, yes. More precisely, it said not to awaken the memories it put to sleep.
8つ目を探れば記憶が蘇ってしまうということね。
Possibly. What does it mean for the memory to be revived? A memory she doesn't want to come back? To put it as simply as possible, I suspect there's a memory she doesn't want revived, but given the way she said it, I think it's someone else's memory.
待って、そもそも悪霊はほぼ自我がないと言われているから、記憶とかそういう以前の話だわ。
それもそうだし、意志を持って彼女に接触してきているのもおかしな話だ。
Couldn't she remember some things? A hush fell over them.
こればかりは悪霊にならないとわからないでしょうね。
Don't turn into one. You're right, but not having memories. I see. Wait, not having memories sounds like... I glanced at Kureha. Kureha, you mentioned feeling something when you severed the wraith's arm with your sword, right?
ああ、そうだが。それが何か関係しているのか。
You said you're drawn to the wraith, and yet you have no memories of how you died.
どういうこと？クレハさん、悪霊に心が惹かれたの？
Oh? Kureha remained silent, offering no answer. Maybe that wraith is somehow linked to your death, Kureha. That's why it doesn't want the memory revived. it doesn't want Kureha to find out the truth. My gaze shifted to Kureha's abdomen. His clothes were stained red with what looked like blood. Could the wraith have killed Kureha?
クレアさん、幽霊として目覚めてからあの悪霊を初めて見たのはいつ？
1、2年ほど経ったくらいだったと思うが。
So, sounds like my theory's incorrect then.
いや、幽霊が初めから悪霊化しているとは言い切れない。
So, if you don't know what she looked like before she became a wraith, she might have arrived here around the same time as you? So, could the divine invocation incident at the Tsukigami estate and that wraith somehow be linked to Kureha? Yeah, so our school used to be a mansion, a murder mansion, because basically Yui, the girl on the left, was the daughter of some rich, eccentric guy. She got spirited away and never came back. He did all sorts of, things to try and get her back. He tried to sacrifice people, and so a lot of people died because of him. So, but then they tore it down and made a school. What could go wrong?
まあ、あの悪霊について話を聞いて回れば分かってくるだろう。話し合いはもう良さそうだな。俺は外に出てあの悪霊に関して話を聞いて回る。
私は開かずの間の噂話を探るわ。すでに調べ始めてはいたけれど、まだ分かっていなくてね。あなたはここでお留守番よ。おそらくもうカリファは聞かないでしょうから。
Oh, that's no good. The Khalifa flower was something we got from like the Hell's Guardian to protect us. That's bad news if it won't. Do Khalifa flowers lose their effect over time?
いいえ、違うわ。カリファの花びらを出してみて。
I unwrapped the Khalifa flower from my handkerchief. The petals I found inside were all black and withered.
やっぱりね。悪霊に触れられた時に力を発揮して枯れてしまったのだわ。
The wraith's touch? Come to think of it, I remembered feeling something like a static shock on my back when it touched me. I didn't see the wraith behind me, but I suddenly experienced this shock. That must have been the Khalifa flower.
一度しか効力はないのよ。だから今のカリファに力はもうないわ。
I see. So if I didn't have the Khalifa petals with me at the time, I could have been grabbed from behind and taken away. Thank goodness I had the Khalifa petals with me.
カリファはもうないから違う方法であなたを守らないとね。
Yui then took out a key from her pocket. I looked at the tag of the key and saw it said nurse's office on it. That's the key to the nurse's office. Did you take it from the faculty room?
ええ。あなたが眠っている間にね。役に立つかなと思って。この世界は幽霊であっても扉に手をかけなければ開けられない。だから鍵を閉めておけば安全でしょ。
Well, that's handy. I can lock the doors from ghosts. Neat. Or from wraiths. Thank you. That's quite reassuring.
それじゃ私は先に出るわね。クレハさんが出た後、鍵を閉めるのを忘れずに。
Yes, thank you, Yui. I owe you one. Yui smiled at me and left the nurse's office.
内鍵は何があっても絶対に開けるな。誰が来てもだ。
Got it. Oh, but Yui has the key. So what do I do when you come back, Kureha?
そうだな。俺とお前しか知り得ない言葉を合言葉にするか。
Kureha then moved his face close to my ear and whispered, Ooh! Lolli. Woo! He used my first name. That's a big deal. That's a big deal in this culture. It means we're familiar. Kureha's whisper caused my heart to jump. After stepping back, I saw that he was smiling.
この世界になるより以前からお前のことは見てきている。
Wee!
おそらくここの幽霊でそうしてきたのは俺だけだ。
That's right. Kureha said he knew me from before. He must have heard my name when I was talking with Sayaka or something. I guess you're the only one that knows, huh? Well, I'm glad you remembered.
俺も名を呼べて嬉しいよ。ずっと呼びたかったからな。
That's the other thing about the spirit world. There's power in names, so.
俺が呼びかけたら戸に耳をつけろ。お前の名を囁くから。
Yes. I'll be waiting for you to come back. But please make sure that no one's around so they can't hear.
ああ、心得ている。しかし、ここでは絶対に名を口にするなとお前に言ったが、優越感に浸っていたかったのかもしれない。お前の名を知るのは、ここでは俺だけとな。俺は、意外と独占欲が強かったらしい。あの赤い本は知るところだが。
There's something about that. It makes me feel so flattered.
それじゃ、俺も行ってくる。俺が戻るまで無事でいてくれよ。
Then, before I left, ooh, I'm gonna hold his hand, of course. I took Kureha's hand and held it firmly in my own.
お前、怖くないのか？あんなことがあった後で。
Indeed, progress. This mark isn't your fault, Kureha. It's okay, really. Kureha's eyes widen in surprise, followed by a hint of a blush. No. Oh, look. Blushing boys. Just be careful, okay? Don't overdo it out there. Kureha squeezed my hand in return and then...
一ついいか？戻ってきたら、またこうして手を握っても。
Ah, of course! Of course! Yeah, of course. My reply came out a bit awkwardly, but Kureha just offered a gentle smile.
約束だぞ。では、行ってくる。
Take care. いってらっしゃい. Releasing my hand, Kureha exited the nurse's office. A promise, hmm? I'm already looking forward to it. I swiftly secured the door after his departure and settled into a chair. A wave of loneliness washed over me, and an uneasy feeling crept up my arm. I just hope they both come back safely. Thinking of all they were doing for me, I became filled with concern. My mind wandered to the connections between the Wraith, Kureha's memory, and the divine invocation incidents. Ooh, Kureha perspective. After leaving the nurse's office, I wandered around questioning the other ghosts about the Wraith. Everyone had heard of the Wraith, but that was about all. Then again, I wasn't much different. I didn't know anything concrete about the Wraith. I asked Hibiki about it, but that led nowhere. All of my efforts seemed in vain. I sighed, gazing down at my hands. I whispered her name before, but it felt empty, hollow. She had no way to respond. But this time, she blushed when I said her name. The whole thing felt thrilling and exciting. I longed to say her name even more, to have her gaze meet mine.
あまり欲を出してはいけないな。
There was work to be done.
そうだ。 戻った時、ただいまと言ってみるか。
And then I'll go, oh, Kairi! My thoughts preoccupied with her. I continued to speak to other ghosts. Whee! Hey, wow, that was fast too. Yeah. But you know what? That's okay. That's an all right stopping point. We got 2 chapters done tonight. Happy for that. Let's give it a good save. Some good game hygiene. Properly saving. Wow. Yeah, progress. We got our handheld. That's all right. So, yeah. Thank y'all so much for coming. Yeah, Green Yoshi, thank you. And Eldracel and Rose. Yeah. Hand holding, kinky. Wow. Wait till you. We're working towards a kiss in this game. So if hand holding's not tame, but hopefully, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I mean, surely we're gonna work towards a good ending. A good ending in my book will entail a kiss, but we just don't want. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna like set his spirit free or if he's gonna reincarnate or what's gonna happen. TBD. But but yeah, thank y'all so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying this game. So we'll continue again next week. And yeah, so I'll look forward to that. My next stream is actually tomorrow on Iriam. I'm doing a Japanese study buddies in the daytime, so 11:30 Central Time, and then yeah, Sunday doing Otome Tone Deaf, so playing that again. But yeah. So I'll hope to see y'all then. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and we'll talk soon. Okay, thanks so much. Bye-bye.